restless. I am so restless. And this changing world leaves me speechless. I am lost for words, but I kept my nerve.
Welcome to The TheFallenState. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Relationships are like junk mail. You get it, you hold on to it for a while, and then you throw it away. I have an expert with me to help us to understand how to get involved in a relationship and make it work. My guest today has been featured on E, Good Morning America, The Today Show, and much more. I have with me dating and empowerment coach, Laurel House. Laurel, thank you so much for being with me.
You're welcome.
Do you agree with me that most relationships are like junk mail today?
I would say that it actually starts before the relationship begins. And a lot of that is because of dating apps, online dating, and this style of abundance, plenty of fish in the sea. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go out with another one and see what happens. Even
That's right.
I'm 39, and when I was in high school, when I had a crush on a guy, we would spend hours on the phone. People aren't doing that. People have become lazy daters, and because of that, they are getting into disposable relationships.
You are an empowerment coach. What is that exactly?
So what's interesting is when I got into dating coaching, I realized that so much at the core of dating coaching was how to date, what to do. So much more than that, have confidence in you. Certainty is the number one most attractive and attracting trait. So I started coaching my clients on how to be certain, not cocky, more than confident, certain. And it ended up being really empowering.
When I was growing up, we didn't need a coach for dating.
Yeah.
You know, we just go out and date.
Yeah.
And we learn as we do, and if it's not the right person, you move on and no big deal, and we just live that way. What happened to people that they lost that?
Because there is so much coming at us now. There's so much around us. There's so much opportunity. There is a bigger, better, more person, not even around the corner, but right next to you. So we've gotten to this place of emotional abundance that makes it so that we are outside of ourselves and not allowing ourselves to check in and be honest about who we are, what we feel, what we need. And whereas when you were dating and there weren't 500 people at, arm's length or on Facebook or Instagram or Tinder or wherever, back then you didn't have access to so much stuff. So you had to be right here now. And so many people don't know how to be here now.
That is so true.
It's what's next? I want my career goal is there. I don't know how to be happy in right now and what I have. I want this relationship. I want this body. We're all looking up and over and not, but how am I right now?
So is it a mistake that we have online dating rather than people just meeting each other by being out or introduced by someone else? Is it a mistake to go online to pick a date?
Not at all. Online and app dating definitely has its place because people aren't leaving their homes as often as we used to, right? You used to go to the market to buy just milk. Now we don't. So unless you're sitting here hoping that the mailman comes and they are your match, we oftentimes don't have any access to people. So being online or on an app, it allows you to be exposed to people who you might not normally have run into. That being said, you need to take control of the app or online site and allow yourself to date substantively.
Are you empowered?
Am I personally empowered?
Yes.
Yes, I feel like I am personally empowered, and a lot of that is because I have integrity. This is a question I ask my clients at the very beginning. Do you have integrity? And they're like, of course I have integrity. And I say, okay, let's break down what integrity means. Integrity means, do your feelings match your words, match your actions? Is there a breakdown? They say, oh my gosh, there is a breakdown between my feelings and my words, or my words and my actions. Okay, now let's look at that realistically. Do you even know what you're feeling?
So they don't know themselves.
They don't even know what they're feeling. So the
Right.
breakdown is before feeling. So they can't have integrity, which means they're not empowered because they don't even know what they think, what they feel, what they want.
I read that you have a child, right?
I do.
Is it a boy or girl?
I have a 2-year-old son.
Really?
Yeah.
And so you've been married before?
So I have been married and divorced twice. I was married
Really?
at 21 because my parents were married at 21 and they're happily married, and I wanted that fairy
Yeah.
tale. I didn't do the work that I should have done in order to find out if this person was actually right for me long term. We were divorced within 6 months.
Wow.
And then I was remarried at 23 because I still wanted that fairy tale. He proposed within 3 months. Again, I didn't do the work. I didn't have the conversations. I didn't have the tools to really understand if this person was right for me. We were married for 3.5 years. And I've since been proposed to 7 times, so a total of 9 times.
7
And-
times?
Yeah.
Why are they proposing? So many men are proposing to you.
I think because I present in a way that is, I don't know why they're proposing, but I can guess because I am confident and simultaneously I'm feminine, and I believe in gender roles, and I
Yeah.
believe
Oh, good.
in lifting up my man and simultaneously him lifting me up, and we can both be on pedestals holding hands in the middle. So my son came from a relationship that I was with. I was dating him. We were together for several months. We ended up realizing after needs-based conversations and being really clear with each other that we weren't working. We broke up, and then I found out I was pregnant.
Wow.
So I've been a single mom from the moment that I found out that I was pregnant, and it's been a journey. It's definitely not my fairy tale.
Is the father of the child aware that he has a son?
Oh yeah, he
He's
has
involved in
a
all that?
relationship with
Oh,
him.
good.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. My son's actually with him right now. So
Oh, good.
he's a good man. We just weren't a good fit.
Do you still want to be married?
Oh yeah.
You do?
I absolutely believe in marriage. I believe that you can have a healthy, happy relationship and marriage that is enduring and lifelong as long as you do the work. Because marriages do take effort.
Right.
Especially with
They do.
all of these other things coming in. Communication is so essential.
Yes.
And
honesty as well.
Honest, absolutely.
Yeah.
And owning and honesty to yourself first, right?
First.
That's where
It
the
start
integrity
with you.
comes in.
That's right.
Yeah. Be honest with you. What do I need?
So let me ask, out of the 7 other men who was proposed to you, not one in there fit what you're looking for?
You know, it's what I realized was they were in many ways mirrors of who I was at the time. It was right after my second marriage. I wasn't in a healthy, complete, whole place. Men were coming in and thinking, I can complete her. And then after a while, I didn't like feeling like half a person who was completed by someone else.
Amazing. Are you a difficult woman to live with, to date and to live with, to marry?
No, I don't feel
You're
that
not
I
difficult?
am. No, I don't feel that I am.
Would the men say that you are?
I would think some men who don't have their own identity really intact would view me as difficult. I am, if you see my YouTube videos, I have a big personality.
Right.
I'm in your face. My clients, I'm tough with. I'm known for no games, no couching, no BS. Like, I'm push at you. Personally, though, I'm very different. I'm very tender and nurturing with my son. I'm very soft. In a relationship, I actually prefer my man to be the one who is out there and outspoken. I'm an introvert. And people don't believe that when they see who I am online, but that is a very specific side of me that I put out for public consumption because I've been hurt. And I've been hurt in relationships, and more than that, I've been hurt publicly. I've been hurt by when I put out a YouTube video and people just shred me for my opinion or who
Yeah.
I am,
Yeah,
and
that
I had
happens.
to make the decision to put out a very specific side. So when people are shredding Laurel, well, they're shredding that Laurel.
So you would say you're not difficult to live with?
I would say I'm not difficult to live with. I have an opinion, and,
Right.
and I would say in my moments of weakness, when I'm feeling really emotionally depleted,
Right.
and I'm tired, and I don't take the time to check in with myself, then yeah, I will be difficult. Anyone will be difficult when they're depleted, and for me, that is more retreating and shutting down. So I have to put effort into myself and take the time to refuel, and I refuel alone.
Do you look for men or a man who is like your father?
No.
No? Why not?
My father is a great guy. I have an incredible relationship with him. He's someone who I respect and admire, and he has tenderness. And there are things that I know I go up against him. We've always sort of.
Can you give me a couple examples of things you did not like about your father that you would not want in a man that you were married to? Because a lot of women have that problem. They want a man who's like their father
Yeah.
or not like their father.
Yeah, my dad is very similar to me, independent. And I think that is beautiful and wonderful, and within his independence, he has a hard time communicating. And he doesn't communicate as clearly as I would like him to with my mom.
Is your mother a difficult woman to live with for your father?
She can be tough.
Ah.
Yeah.
And your father doesn't know how to handle that at times?
I think that neither of them know how to handle each other at times. You know, they're both very, very strong-willed people.
You said that you were an independent, tough woman. What is that exactly?
That is someone who is very strong-minded and has a hard time folding under someone else's opinion.
So why would a man want to marry a woman like that? Because men look for women that are ready to be a wife, they want to be a mother, they understand the order of life and that the man is the head of the woman, and they don't want to have to be fighting this strong-willed woman.
Well, I would say that a man doesn't necessarily want to be the head of a woman.
You say he does not?
Does not.
Why
I would
not?
say that men and women are equal and different. And I might be the head in some ways, and he might be the head in some ways.
But that doesn't work.
I also am a provider.
That doesn't work because in any company, whether it's a family or friendships or businesships, no such word, I don't think. But there's always the president and the vice president, and the woman is the vice president in a family. And so if you don't have the president guiding the vice president and the children, it's not going to work.
I feel like it's a partnership. So it's
But men don't see it that way, though.
Many men do see it that way. And it's not, there is that mentality and there is that type of man who doesn't see it that way. And I wouldn't say that is across the board. I'm a born and bred West Angelino. I'm from Los Angeles. My dad is from Los Angeles. The mentality here is, I feel, a little bit more forward thinking, with the woman being more of a partner.
But that's never going to work, though. That's why a lot of relationships are not working, because they are partners, which is a bad word, by the way, because partners came from the radical homosexuals. They want to pretend that they're married, and so they want us to accept it, so they use the word partner. So I hear a lot of men and women using that word, partner, but it's not going to work unless you do it the right way. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say that the reason why marriages are failing is not because of partnership, it's because of lack of communication.
Really?
And being very clear on what you feel, what you need, and communicating your needs on both ends. So there's too much assumption. There's too much, well, this is my role and that's what I'm going to do and you just have to deal with it, instead of, this is how I'm feeling and this is what I would like your role to be, and you're really great at this role and I'm really great at this role, and let's figure out how we can meld.
I know what's wrong right now.
Oh no.
Men don't feel like being a man is a role. They're not playing a role. And I think women think that's what they're doing. Men are naturally doing what they do. It's in their nature to lead, to be the president, to protect their families, to provide for the families. And I think women think that the men are playing a role because women try to be that way too. And in order for a woman to be like a man, she has to play a role. But men are not playing a role. That's who they are.
Well, no, because men They do have the inclination and desire to lead, yes. And they do want to be the provider in that caveman style, definitely. And there are also women who want to lead and are very capable of leading and can lead and do it as successfully and sometimes, many times more successfully than a man. She just does it differently. We have different men and women, as I said, we are equal. We're just different.
In
we have
what way
different
are men and
styles.
women different? I know emotionally, women are emotional, men are not. Men are natural born leaders, women are not. What ways do you see men and women as being different?
I wouldn't create those firm lines between women are emotional, men are not. And I think that in saying that, it's actually continuing to create those gender lines. Men can be emotional creatures. They are trained not to be. They are trained to not voice their feelings, to not voice their emotions. I know as a mother of a 2-year-old, I see my son being a very emotional person.
Wow.
I see him
But
as
men who are emotional are weak men.
That is
and
not
women
true.
Women don't like weak men like that because it's like being with another woman.
Yeah,
And so
totally disagree with you.
You know
My
why?
son is not in any capacity a weak man.
But if
at
he's
2 years
emotional-
old, he is anything but a weak man.
But that's abnormal for him to be
Not
emotional
at all.
at 2.
It's just not trained to be something different. Children are who they are energetically. They are love. They are kind. They are understanding. They are learning. We treat them and train them to be very certain types of people and put them in a specific lane. I have dated men who are non-emotional and just always on in their critical head. And I've also worked with a lot of men who are that, and they so crave to be able to just drop their shoulders sometimes and be.
That's amazing.
And feel and say, you know what? I had a really hard day today, and I'd like to have someone who can be there for me. We all
But you would
need
not
that.
want a man like that, would you?
Absolutely, I
You want a
would.
man that would want you to be there for him because he has such a hard day, life is so rough, and
I
you need
wouldn't
to be
want
there
that
for
to
him.
be who he is. Everything is always bummer. Everything is always hard. And he wouldn't want to be with a woman who everything was
Right.
always hard. That's just not an energy that anyone wants. Have you read the book The Knight in Rusty Armor?
No.
Okay, it's a really great book. It's a very thin, it's like a fairy tale, almost a adult children's book. And the idea is that it's this knight who has so much pride around being a knight and going and saving people, and that's what he loves to do. And he comes home and he has his knight outfit on, and because he loves being that person, and he's trying to talk to his wife, and she can't hear him because he's covered in all of his armor. And sometimes he'll pick up the armor and he'll actually talk. And after a while, she can't hear him and he can't hear her because the armor starts to rust over because he has all of these emotions that he's hiding inside underneath this armor, and he has to figure out how to get the armor off because he doesn't have to be alone in all of this.
That's so disappointing. You know, what I'm hearing, and that's why I really want you here because I watch you saying you're so smart. What I'm hearing is that for some reason, society has lost what a man is. A man is not someone who is pretending to be a man. A man is not someone who even knows that he's carrying a heavy load. It's not like it's natural for men to be men. A man is love. That's why women are drawn to men because they get their love from the man. And so when she can't get that love from the man, which is unemotional, it's really logic, it's wisdom, it's understanding, it's compassion. And when a woman can't get that from the man, she's out there looking to get it from someone else because she's disappointed in a man who lacked real love, unemotional love.
Unemotional
Yeah, real love is the light unto your feet. And so the man is the by him being the head of the woman, he's the light unto her. He shows her the right way to go. He helps her to overcome the hell that she's going through with her emotions. And that's not happening anymore because they have redefined manhood, and men don't know how to get it back because their parents have failed them, as fathers have failed, mothers have taken away their masculinity. You find that to be true?
No.
You don't?
No.
Do you? No, go ahead.
I find that men can, yes, be the light for a woman, and a woman can be the lightness for a man. And that is where the offering their own talents comes together. Love, by definition, is emotion. Love is opening the heart. Love is feeling.
But that's body-to-body love. That's not real love.
No, that's not sex love. That is emotional love. That's feeling. That's opening your heart and actually being able to, as I talked about before, check in with yourself of, how am I feeling? Am I angry? Okay, so why am I angry? What's the underlying emotion out of anger? Is it fear? Is it feeling attacked? Is it feeling, so it's actually allowing yourself to check in and be present with the emotion.
But that's not, real men don't have that. Men who are in a fallen state have that. Anytime a man get angry about something, or judge you about something, or weak about something, if you don't agree with them, they're mad and acting all weird. That's a woman's nature. That's not the nature of a man. A man's nature, natural born nature, is solid. It's never moved or interrupted by the outer environment because it's solid love that comes from his creator. And so, but a man that's got to check himself, he's all emotional, is a woman. He has his mother's identity and not his father's identity, which is the real deal.
That's just not true.
Right, it's not happening today, but it used to be true. At one time in life, it was true.
Then those were men who were actually acting and playing the role of man and not allowing themselves to be present in the here now.
I totally understand why you feel that way, but I want you to know it's not true. But I understand because that's what you have seen and that's what's happening now. You have so many pathetic men that's all you know, so I understand. But let me ask, do you believe that human beings, that we are in a fallen state?
In a fallen state?
You mean that we were born in a fallen state?
In what way?
In that we are not in our natural, God-given nature, that something has pulled us away into a false identity.
I think that's very common, and it's a desire to achieve or to be and to want more and more and more and more and more, and not allow yourself to be present and be authentic. Inauthenticity is a huge problem when it comes to any interpersonal relationships, and and people are inauthentic when they're trying to fill a specific role that they think that they should do. So there are so many people when it comes to anything of career, of dating, it's, why did you do that? Well, because I thought I should. You thought you should, or you wanted to? Stop doing what you think you should do. Do what you want to do. Do what you feel, and that's where the authenticity comes in. So I guess we can agree to disagree, because honestly, I can't engage in that conversation anymore because I agree completely disagree.
I understand that. I agree with you that I might even say that most men are emotional today, but it's wrong for them to be that way. It's not their natural state of being. But yes, I do agree that they are like that, and they're girly men. Men who are emotional are girly men. They're not the real deal. And so I do agree.
Okay, that's where we disagree, though. Okay. So that's I don't want to continue that line of conversation anymore because it's just not going to be productive.
What problems do most of your clients face when dating? 1, 2, 3. What's the primary problem?
Being authentic, voicing their needs in a clear and productive way. And vulnerability. And vulnerability does not mean weakness. Vulnerability, I actually view vulnerability as strength. It's confident vulnerability. So it's like when you were asking me questions about my relationships that I've had, I wasn't like, yeah, I failed and that sucks. That's vulnerable. That's weak vulnerability. I was saying, this is what happened and I learned from it and I did screw up in many ways and I I wish I hadn't have. Right. And I wish that I had put in the effort, and I didn't. And I've learned, and I'm a better dater now because of that. That's confident vulnerability. It's also not one thing that I've seen with men of, yeah, we got divorced, it didn't work, happens. Okay. And that is avoidant, not confidence, not confident vulnerability.
When you divorced from your two husbands and you realized where you went wrong, did you go back and apologize for where you went wrong?
I did.
Good, because most people don't for some reason.
Yeah, I did. And even the relationship that I had that produced my son, I went back and I wrote him I took 100% responsibility for 50%. So I took 100% responsibility for everything that I did to contribute. I didn't think about, but you did this, but you did this. No, I'm not going to look at what you did. All I'm going to do is look at what I did. Yeah. And so I wrote him a very long letter apologizing for my contribution to the break and showing where I could have put in a little bit more work as well, and that I still honor him and love him as a person and for the man who he is. And I'm going to stop hating him for the person that he didn't show up to be. And I think that that's a huge problem in relationships, is saying, well, you didn't, well, you didn't, well, you didn't. Well, what did they do?
Are you a feminist?
I am a feminist. And that
Are you a good one or a bad one?
Well, I believe that women are equal and different. So in that, I am a feminist.
So are you one of those man-hating feminists?
Absolutely not. I love men. I am a big man lover. I honor men. I think that men are essential and amazing. And I'm also the type of feminist who believes that I can be a sexy woman and also be a strong woman. I can wear a pink dress and feel sexy
but most of them are not like that. They're like man-hating women.
That's not true. It's a segment of feminists who are like that. They hate me. Because I show up, because I put effort into my looks, because it makes me feel good, and I like being a feminine woman. Let me
say this to you. One of the reasons that men are not liking women very much at this point is that the courts are against them. So whenever there are divorces, the children are taken away from them. The women can go in court and just shed a tear and lie, and the judges turn the kids over to them. These women tend to take the men money. They take their homes. They destroy the men. And most of the time, they're lying. And so these men are like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to start a family with these women. I'm not going to get married because I end up losing everything.
Yeah, and I guess women could go and do the same thing and say, well, I was with a man who tried to put me down and was mean to me and was abusive to me and cheated on me and was mean to the kids, and I saw what he did. And so we could go up against each other, sure.
But the court would still give the kid, if she went in and said that about the man, she would still end up with the kids and the money.
So I've been married and divorced twice. I took not a dime
from but they're not like you.
Person.
They're not like you. These are man-hating women.
And there are women-hating men. You know, I mean, there are people in every sector.
They are women-hating men. They're not like you.
I know, but there are women-hating men and there are men-hating women. And that's the thing that's difficult. It's so easy to just brushstroke and say all women are this.
Women hate men more than... You'll find more women hating men than you will find men hating women.
I disagree. And
you do?
I guess, yes, I do.
Why?
And
I'm surprised at that.
A lot of that is, I mean, I'll just see on my own YouTube videos, I'm a single mom. Does that mean that I'm a parasite? Am I looking for a guy to latch onto and take all of his money? No. I make all of my own money. I support my family. I'm not interested in latching onto a guy and giving him my kid. I'm not looking for a man to become the father of my child. My child has a father.
If you found that right man, the one you like, you look the way you look, he has a good career going on, he can provide, he's the type of man you want. And he says to you, you know, let's get married. You're like, yes, honey, I love you, let's do it. And he said, well, I want you to give up your career and be a wife and be a mother, let's start a family. Would you do it?
No.
You would not do it.
If someone says, I want you to do this and this is what you have to do, no. I was in a relationship with a man who was very, very wealthy, and he gave me absolutely anything money could buy. everything, and I was very much owned, and my career was not okay.
But this guy's not going to
relationship.
own you. He's a real man. Would you be willing to give it up?
I would still want to. The reason why he would be attracted to me in the first place is because of who I am and the wholeness of who I am. And part of who I am is what I bring to the table and the conversations that we're able to have. And part of the conversations that we're able to have is my experiences in life as a coach and going on TV shows and being on the radio and doing all of these things. I come as a full total package. I am a complete woman.
But now you need to give that up and become a wife and a mother.
I can be a wife and a mother and still own my identity. And the last thing that a man really would want from a woman is for her to give up who she is.
Why marry a woman?
To be what he wants her to be.
Why should a man marry a woman who is unwilling to let that part of the world go and become a good wife and mother? What's the purpose of marrying a woman like that?
You can be a good wife and mother and still have your own identity. And he fell for her and was attracted to her because of who she was. Not about because, oh, I think that you're pretty and you can be a good, well-behaved girl and be a good mama to the babies and be a good wife.
Your YouTube titles are, some of them, number one, the sexiest trait that attracts a man and make him need more. Better sex, quickies, kissing, licking, touching,
The
a foreplay
guide's
how-to
the
guide.
Yeah.
What do you mean by kissing, licking?
You know, it's kissing.
And touching.
I have
Do you really
clients-
mean licking?
Yeah.
Licking?
Well, just using your mouth doing oral sex.
Really?
Yeah, people don't know how to do it, and they are afraid because they don't know how. I have clients who come to me, they're afraid they don't know how to kiss.
7 reasons you should masturbate.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the last one is the penis. Penises.
Does size or shape matter?
Does size or shape matter?
No. The reason why I did the penis does size or shape matter, and that's a video that I think has 3.1 million views, is because I was sick of hearing men be mean to other men because of the size of their penis.
I want you to give out an announcement. You got an event coming up soon.
I do.
And then I have one short final question for you.
Oh no, just give me the question first.
Did
What?
you have fun?
You definitely brought some emotion out of me. I considered walking off the stage,
Did
honestly.
you?
Yes, I did.
I'm surprised. Why?
Because you know what? I'm tired right now. I've been doing it so much with my business and with my mommying, and sometimes I just don't want to go up against someone. I just don't.
You don't like going up against a strong man?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh.
I said sometimes when I'm emotionally depleted, which I currently am, then I don't know if I'm going to be able to present myself as my best possible self.
No, you were on it today. Tell us about your
So
upcoming
the event
event.
it's a singles affair, which is a wingman event. So a lot of singles events, you go to a party and basically you're at a bar. So what's the point? So this singles event that I'm throwing is the first of its kind, where I'm actually going to stand up and give tips on conversation, how to start a conversation, how to pick up a woman, ice-breaking conversations, and then I'm going to have wingmen walking around in the party, helping people to expand the conversation and how to get phone numbers.
Right.
So if they see a guy who's really awkward and doesn't he's stumbling over what he's saying, then my wingman's going to go up and really shine the light on the guy. So
When
it's
and
in
where?
Beverly Hills at Spice Affair, which is a restaurant, on Saturday, April 22nd at 7 o'clock. And this is a 4-hour singles event, yes, but it's also a coaching event. It's $75 to get into the party, but when you think about the average person spends $65 on a bad date, and this is actually 4 hours of meeting people and coaching. Go to my website, laurelhouse.com, and find out more about that and all of these YouTube videos. And all my YouTube videos are not about sex. I have some select videos about sex. Some. You happen to pick them out.
Next time on The Fallen State.
The president attacked in Syria.
It was a stupid idea and the most terrifying.
There's some talk now about replacing Assad.
No! No. The Christians are terrified Assad will be taken out. They will be wiped out. These Dr. Strangelove generals. This guy McMaster. Why does any Goldman Sachs banker have to be hired?
I am so excited. I can't believe it. Finally, the Fallen State merchandise is here. Look at this beautiful shirt. We have red, white, and black. Comfortable, I like the fit. Really nice t-shirts. And we have mugs. The Fallen State mug. On the back it says, "Did you have fun?" Did you have fun? A gift. Excellent gifts, both. This is a great way for you to help us. Can you imagine your friends seeing you with this at the office, at the park, in your home? You're gonna love it. Order them now. Go to TheFallenState.tv. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're huggable, you're kissable. I'm wild over huggable, kissable you. You're horrible, so wantable. And that's why I want you like I do. My heart's afire.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show.